To Soul Code Tarot. You're with me, Catherine. I'm so glad you're here. This reading is to discover what the number one thing or things are that's blocking abundance in your life. So, very warm welcome. This is for the rest of 2025 and into 2026, so we can get a message from Spirit to just see what these key steps to success for unlocking prosperity could be. So thank you, Spirit. That came out so quick. Let's have a see what's going on here. Okay, do not let pride get in your way. That is blocking success, blocking abundance at the moment. Okay, and a new romantic cycle begins. Okay, so if something has been blocked in your current relationship, there is a new wave of romantic energy coming through it. Or if you have ended a relationship, a new romantic relationship is about to begin, and that's actually going to unlock prosperity and abundance in your life. So whether it's in your current relationship, please, whenever you see the Moonology card say a new romantic cycle begins, please never think that the current relationship you're in is over. What it's suggesting is that there's an even stronger, deeper layer in your current relationship potentially to access. You know, perhaps if you've been together for a while and now the next point is engagement, or you've been engaged and it's marriage, or you've married and now it's family time. So this is a new level of romance within the current relationship, or if you're single, a new romantic cycle is about to begin. Or, you know, if you've just broken up and you do feel that heartbreak, as we do when we have the ending to precious relationships we've been in, you know, a new romantic cycle is about to begin. And these are the keys to unblocking your abundance and your prosperity going forwards into 2026. Don't let pride get in the way. So, this is a collective message. So, just tune in to what these key points mean to you in your unique life situation and what's going on for you. It could be work, it could be lifestyle. Obviously, there's a suggestion here that it's romance and in your romantic relationship situationship. So, more keys, please, using the Oracle deck here from Spirit Guides, your guides, angels, ascended masters, bodhisattvas, Avalokiteshvara. Beautiful Buddha energy here with us today in this reading for peace and blessings, to understand what steps we can take to unlock the keys to prosperity and abundance as you move into 2026. So 2025 has just felt karmically heavy for all of us, tower moment after tower moment. If you do follow tarot and astrology, Chris Reck with Minopon Tarot has just been brilliant at just working week after week, dedicatedly guiding signs through all these big tower moments. And if you listen to astrology, Pam Gregory has just given us the most loving, caring leadership and guidance and powerful transmissions of what's going on astrologically to help guide us through all these intense tower moments. I'd also really recommend Lunatic Astrology, Laurie Lothian. The links are below if you're into your astrology and working with the waves of energy that have been coming through. Now, Spirit is saying flow is needed to unlock abundance. Flow and leadership needs to be present in your internal experience of yourself and in the situations you're facing to unblock this abundance. And inner peace is needed. So inner peace can come when we meditate, when we contemplate, when we take time out in nature to work into stillness practices, when we access flow state through those things that we love. So flow state for me would be a very long walk, 5 miles or more in the country, in the fresh air, you know, backpack on, I'm off, and I'm trying to really get into that flow. So I'm clearing my mind space and state. When I do that, my mind really stabilizes. It just comes into much, much more ease and inner peace so that I can see sort of from a bird's eye view all the things I've been thinking, get them a little bit more in order in a more kind of equanimous way so they're not draining me and I get the right perspective on things. And that flow state then puts me back into an internal leadership position of my very own life, whether that's at work, whether that's in relationship to my daughter, friends, family, whether that is just in relationship to myself, leading myself calmly and flowingly through the day brings me a sense of prosperity, brings me wellness, brings me stability. So just sharing that so that you could perhaps get a taste of how to create that flow state in your life to unlock abundance and prosperity. Okay, so Spirit is saying balance. What do you need to balance out? Where can you access balance, more balance in your life, your lifestyle, your relationships? Because the Six of Pentacles can then come in, and this is that prosperity that we've been talking about. This is the abundance. This is unlocking the Six of Pentacles. So, of course, Six of Pentacles is about being well paid for your work. But when we talk about prosperity, it doesn't have to just be money prosperity. It can be feeling well paid in the sense of, wow, I just felt really held, seen, loved, and cared for today. And then ongoing, that flow state just helps us stabilize and come into balance. But if you're feeling imbalanced, this is a block to prosperity and abundance. So, where to balance things in your life. So, the Two of Pentacles is about flexibility and creating balance. It's potentially about financial decisions as well that you can make balance choice and decision around so that you can access the Six of Pentacles. Now, bearing in mind these two came out together, I think that's a powerful message. Balancing any situations or finances so that you can access even more prosperity. And currently, an imbalance somewhere in some area of your life is causing this lack of Six of Pentacles feeling, the generosity and the flow potentially of money, potentially that really beautiful sense of, wow, money's just flowing in. I haven't got, more going out than coming in, and everything's feeling balanced out. In fact, maybe even accruing, you can save. So these are just key coaching points for you, hopefully insightful and inspirational. So I'd like to clarify with the Light Seers deck. So powerful decks, quite a few messages here. Thank you, Spirit. So the Hermit, yeah, taking time for stillness, taking time to go into a flow state and taking time to pause to think things through so that you can find the inner peace. Oftentimes, when I'm in hermit mode, I'm definitely feeling more inner peace. And when I'm feeling more inner peace, I feel more flow in my mind, in my emotions. And then that starts to unlock any contractive thoughts I've had or any contractive emotions I'm having around something that is perhaps where I'm allowing pride to get in my way to really stand strong in leadership in whatever area of my life. I have to lead as a mother. I have to lead in all sorts of different areas of my life. So it's not just, for example, leadership at work, just take this as it resonates. And Spirit is then saying, let's have a look. Yep, standing or sitting in that King of Cups, emotional intelligence needed. So if there's something that's causing an emotional imbalance in your romantic situation, then bringing it back to balance, and the same with finances, the same with work, because that's going to allow you to access the Queen of Pentacles, which is this really beautiful Six of Pentacles, this generosity coming back into your life, flowing through in 2026. Okay, the Spirit is acknowledging it's been a long, hard journey this year. It's been a long, hard journey, and you've had to walk away and you've had to leave the past behind, or you are currently leaving the past behind. Something has caused you to walk away from something and leave it. And right behind that, again, we've got the lovers, which again is that a new romantic cycle begins. So you walked away from something. Now, it could also have been that you made you've made a decision or you're about to make a decision. Spirit is saying that's important and it's allowing you to move forward. Ten of Swords is allowing you to move forwards with the decision you make. Once you've done that, into prosperity, into flow, and into feeling like the Queen of Pentacles, balanced, strong, grounded in prosperity and abundance. Spirit is saying you've had or you are in the middle of a lot of choices, Seven of Cups. So there is a decision to be made, and in the decision or the decisions will unlock, it will cause a flow of prosperity to return to your life. And just remember, as you make the decisions and choose, don't let pride get in the way. The Spirit is saying, yep, don't, Five of Swords, don't get stuck thinking over and over in the negativity. Don't get stuck thinking over and over, what am I to do? What am I to do? So to unlock prosperity, we do need to take action. We need to observe, what is the action I need to take? We need to find that inner peace around it. A little bit of time in hermit mode, perhaps a break from whatever it is that's been going on, that's been causing you to feel like you need to walk away from, like, whatever this is, the Ten of Swords. So bearing in mind, this is a collective reading, so it could be your work, your relationship. It could be because we've had the lovers and a new romantic cycle begins. You need to walk away from the current situation in the relationship, not necessarily leaving it, but move the relationship into a new place, a new romantic cycle. So just don't be too long in this process of the Five of Swords where the mind is overactive. But the Spirit is saying it has been a journey this year, and there's a process here that is going to bring you back into your leadership, whether it's in your relationship or whatever that means to you, that will then unlock the flow of abundance in your life. So I'm going to just work into the gene keys and just see what gene key is at play here. This is the shadow and the dilemma, but also what the gift is. If we work through steadily with this information from Spirit and start to unlock and create that nice flow state through contemplation, meditation, through generating inner peace, so we can see more clearly what we need to walk away from, but walk towards, what we need to leave behind so that we're not caught in a negative cycle, leaving behind all of the chaos in the mind, coming back into flow state. Flow state is just critical for human beings to be able to see, feel, hear clearly. Sometimes even just going to bed earlier for a whole week will create such a regeneration in this nervous system that you end up in a flow state just from sleeping. So I have practiced that a lot over the last few years, and I really recommend that from a personal practice perspective. We have Gene Key 62. Okay, so Gene Key 62, the dilemma here has been about the facts at play in the situation. And the shadow has been the intellect, so the Five of Swords, overthinking. This has been blocking the prosperity and the abundance, potentially in this relationship, new relationship, wanting a new relationship, just overthinking. And just bearing in mind, we can be in love with our work, but overthinking it. We can be in love or out of love with our whole lifestyle and just, really overthinking it. So How can you bring precision to your thinking so that you can clearly decide, make the choice? What is it you need to move towards and move away from that's going to put you back into leadership, and bearing in mind we have got some interesting information around, romance here. A new romantic cycle begins. Sometimes when we're in the wrong relationship, it can really take us out of our personal inner leadership, just cut it off, and we just don't feel like we're in our power. We've lost control, and we don't feel like we're leading in our life anymore. Like the relationship has taken over, or the partner is too strong for us to lead. And so it's a balance. So Spirit is saying, is there a balance that can be found so that the flow state can return and a new romantic cycle begins? Okay, so coming back to you and balance. And then just finding that this intellect, that all the facts just sort of start to ease off, release, and you can come back into some really powerful King of Cups, emotional stability, sensitivity, care, and nourishment, either in your current relationship or the situation or the new one that's expanding and opening up for you. I'd like to get one more oracle card for us, please, Spirit, so that we can close this beautiful reading on how to unblock all the blocks that are blocking abundance. Thank you for this beautiful reading and guidance, Spirit, as we move out of 2025 and into 2026. Thank you, Spirit. If you're new to my work, if the cards don't go back in, I take that as a sign. When they fly out, it's amazing. When they stuck, it's like, this is it. This is the one. So beautiful. The message is you came to serve. You came to serve. So if you're not in the sharing and the giving of your gifts in service, this is what's blocking abundance. So if you're in the wrong relationship and you can't serve the relationship in the way you truly desire, it's blocking the abundance and the prosperity. If you're in the wrong job, and maybe you once loved it and now you don't, and you can't bring your gifts forward, you're not in a leadership position and you could be, then it's perhaps that 10 of Swords decision time to choose to move into a new position or a new job or start your own business that creates this balance and this Six of Pentacles, this generosity, this new income flow to come in. And just bearing in mind that will bring more inner peace, that is in itself prosperity. These decisions will bring a flow state, prosperity, balance, and sort of new love. Again, it could be romantic cycle because this is a collective, but if it's new love for a job, new love for a home, even perhaps moving and changing location. 10 of Swords, of course, is that traveling towards something new, away from the old. And it's a journey, packing bags and leaving anything. And this will bring the flow state. But all we have to do is go into the hermit mode, meditate, contemplate on it. Don't let the Five of Swords energy in your mind take over. That's going to block it all. Let it go so that you can come back into leadership, back into flow, back into inner peace, and back into prosperity. I mean, having the Queen of Pentacles, that would be the outcome. You would feel wealthy. You'd feel like a queen again in your own life. Doesn't matter if you're male or female watching this. It's just the frequency and the energy of that. Because even as a man, we can feel way out of control of finances. Even as a woman, we can feel way out of control of our finances. It's all imbalance. So the Queen of Pentacles is just coming back into the power and the leadership of that in your life. And that's available when we go through these processes and really understand sharing our gifts, sharing this powerful service in the world, I truly believe, just to close out this reading, that when we are in correct aligned service, it doesn't mean servitude, top-down power over us. It actually means we're at such a high level of service that we are in the King of Cups and we are in the Queen of Pentacles. We are in a flow state. Everything is balanced and we are receiving Six of Pentacles. We are in love with our life. We are deeply, passionately in love with our life, with our work and what's happening. This is what Spirit is trying to say by saying you came to serve. So if you're not serving, it doesn't mean just go and get a job you hate, be in service somewhere. It means deeply contemplating, potentially. I want to leave you with this last message. Deeply contemplating your gene keys. There are 64 gene keys, and you have a hologenetic profile that will show you your life's purpose, your life's work, your Venus sequence, how you do best love, give, and be in relationship. An activation sequence, how you best flow in the world so that you can generate prosperity. And the gene keys will even show you your pearl sequence as a specific steps to unlocking prosperity in your life. It's a lot like looking at the information from your astrology natal chart, except it's just written information and very, very contemplative guidance that you can go through on your own. And as we move into 2026, to know your life's purpose and know your life's work and know how to activate it, know all your shadow points, know what gifts you're here to bring, and even super gifts, superpowers that you can access, share, but then receive, because it's a two-way process. We're in a hologenetic field of reality. The non-local field is always feeding back to us as we feed our energy into it. So once we become more conscious about what that is, what our shadows are, what our gifts are, what our siddhis are, we can align with purpose and we can really shine that light in the world. Like the hermit, we can shine very bright. We can shine the light and we can share the gifts. And ultimately, that is what unlocks true prosperity. That could be wealth, it could be wellness, health, all manner of things, and everything in totality. I really hope that served. Sending you lots of love and a huge virtual hug for this journey. Let me know how you're going and what's going on for you in the comments below. And I will see you again soon. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing.